To create a new incident in ServiceNow, navigate to the Incident application and select Create New to open a blank incident form. The incident will automatically populate requested by and requested for with the logged in user's information, but you can overwrite that using the EID or name of the user who the incident is in reference to. Again, requested by and requested for can be two different people if the point of contact and the actual impacted user are two different people. You'll notice that the location will automatically populate with the requested for's office location as defined by their information in TED, which you can view by hovering over the information icon by the username. The alternate phone field can be used if a phone number aside from the one that appears in the user information should be used to contact the user on this incident. The state will start as new. We recommend changing the state to work in progress immediately if you are planning on working this ticket from start to finish. If you need to escalate the ticket to another team after entering base information, you can select Assigned instead. The contact method is used to define how the user contacted you for assistance. Options include direct entry, email, event monitoring, phone, self-service, and walk-in. The short description field should be used to briefly define the issue the customer is having. Be as detailed as you can so that the related search results that appear with the knowledge below the short description can be as specific as possible to your actual issue. These are knowledge articles that might be useful to you for resolving the customer's issue. You can preview those articles to see the full content of them. And if they help you resolve the customer's issue, you can select this helped to provide that feedback to bump up that knowledge article in the search results for future searches for similar issues. If you scroll down further, you get to the Notes tab, which is where you can place all of your work notes and customer visible updates. Additional comments are customer visible, work notes are internal, and are only visible to fulfillers in the ServiceNow tool. The Notes tab also contains the watch list and work notes list. Any users added to the watch list will be able to see updates to the additional comments. Any users added to the work notes list will be able to see updates to the work notes. What this means simply is that they will receive an email notification when one of these fields is updated. Users can be added and removed from these lists for individual updates, so you could add a user to the watch list for one update, then remove them for the next one if it is not relevant to them. You also have the option to disable requested by and requested for notifications if there are particular updates that you need to make to the ticket that you do not wish to email notifications to the requested for or requested by users. If you scroll down further, you'll get to your Incident Classification tab. The affected CI defines the service or the physical CI that's impacted by the incident. We highly recommend using this field because it helps you run accurate reports on your services, and it helps set us up for problem management in the future. You can search by the service name, or you can use the magnifying glass to pull up a full list and filter through it specifically. You can use the black exclamation icon to view other tasks and incidents tied to that particular CI, so that you have an idea if this particular machine or service has been impacted by a lot of incidents recently. Select the most appropriate category and subcategory for the issue to the best of your ability. There may not be something exactly what you need, but just try to get it in the ballpark. Impact and urgency determine the SLA on a ticket, so make sure that you pay attention to this, particularly if this is a high impact or high urgency issue. We have a knowledge article that explains and defines each level of impact and urgency and how it is used to set the priority and SLA for a ticket. Please review that before making any changes to impact and urgency on a ticket. Selecting the private box under incident classification will make the ticket visible only to the users in the defined assignment group on that ticket. This is a nice way to make sure that if there's any sensitive information within a ticket, only relevant fulfillers have access to view that. Also, once the appropriate assignment group, if you're escalating a ticket, you only need to select the group. You do not need to select a specific individual, but you can if you know the correct person to send it to, or if someone has requested you to assign it to them specifically. If you have the ticket in work in progress state, you can click the Add Me button to automatically assign yourself to the ticket so that you can continue working it. Once you have all of these fields filled in, click Save. And this will open up a few more options for you. You can see that there's an Attach button now next to all of the knowledge articles in the related search results field. So if you want a customer to be able to reference the content of the knowledge article that you viewed that helped with their incident, you can click Attach to add the content of that article to the customer visible comments on the ticket. This is a really nice way to quickly send end users instructions for troubleshooting or setup without having to retype things or copy and paste an entire knowledge article by hand. You'll also now notice that there's a confidential data field on the ticket. This is where you can enter any data relevant to the ticket without it being visible to other users in the system besides those in your assignment group. The difference between this field and the private ticket option is that using this field only restricts the data in the confidential data box. It does not restrict the entire ticket from visibility. If you use the private ticket option, fulfillers that are not in the assignment group the ticket is assigned to will only be able to see that the ticket exists, but they will not be able to see any of the information on the ticket. Once you're ready to close the ticket, you can click Resolve Incident at the top or bottom of the ticket, or you can simply change the state to Resolved. And this will open up fields for you at the bottom of the ticket for close notes and close code. This is where you can select how the ticket was resolved, for example, whether it was permanently solved, whether a workaround was required, or whether you were not able to resolve it for any particular reason. And your close notes, which are internal, the customer will not see them. We do want to make sure that the customer gets some update when their ticket is resolved though. So once you've entered your close notes, come back up to your additional comments field and make sure that you've entered information there letting the customer know that their ticket has been resolved. Once you've done that, you can go ahead and click Save, and the incident will move into resolved state. Once an incident is resolved, it will stay in your queue for 5 business days. If the customer responds during those 5 business days, the state will change to customer responded, and you can continue to work the ticket if necessary. If the customer does not respond in 5 business days, the ticket will be closed and removed from your queue completely.